Now, let's work through an example. And in this example, the question is asking us to rotate a point A, which is defined by the coordinates 2, 4, meaning x is 2, y is 4, 90 degrees clockwise direction. So what you're talking about here is r negative 90. Now, as I also mentioned in my previous video, there is a rule that applies to 90 degrees clockwise rotation, and the rule is clockwise rotation of 90 degrees of the point P, x, y, gives rise to P prime, y, negative x. So this is your rule, and I'm going to show you how to determine this particular coordinate system rotation even by physically rotating an object. So the question says rotate it in clockwise direction. So go ahead and draw your clockwise direction. So if that is your circle, clockwise direction moves this way. So if your point is here and a clockwise rotation is going to move it in a clockwise direction into this quadrant. Now, the quadrant here is quadrant 4. That's an important point to note. So what do we do as the first operation when we want to determine the rotation and the location of the new image is switch the variables. So what are we doing? We're starting with A24 and we're going to switch the variables to A prime 4, 2, and remember that in the fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. So just go ahead and add those signs. So 90 degree rotation of the point 4, 2 gives rise to a prime for negative 2. Now, if you have to apply the rule, do remember it says so a rotation of negative 20 of this point. I'm going to rewrite this. Gives rise to rotation of negative 90, and the rule that we apply is a prime y negative x. So switch the variables, switch the coordinates to start with. So you've got 4 and 2, and attach the negative sign here. So which is the same thing as what we got, right? A prime or negative. So go ahead and plot the point. You've got 4, negative 2, which is right here, a prime. The important and a very interesting fact to note is that if you join these points to the origin, it always forms a 90-degree angle. And for the sake of understanding for this video, please note that any rotation that we talk about is about the origin, and this is the reason why. Because when you join these 2 points through the origin, it forms a 90-degree angle. Okay, so this is what we did. We rotated these